Today, June 6th, 2022, Apple has released Xcode 14 beta during their WWDC 2022 event, and there's a lot of new features going along here. To download the beta, just go to developer.apple.com/download/applications. I'll put that link in the description below. You'll notice it does require macOS 12.4 or later, and it is 7.28 gigs. Including the SDKs for iOS 16, iPadOS 16, tvOS 16, watchOS 9, and macOS 13. I'll also include a link to the release notes in the description below. One of our first major features included is the ability to have a single target that supports multiple platforms and includes all the resources and whatever else you might need for that. So let's open up Xcode 14 beta and create a new project. Make a Mac app. Right away in the supported destinations under your targets, you'll notice that we have destination Mac, macOS for the SDK. You can go ahead and add iPhone if you want. It'll ask you to enable iPhone support, and we can do the same thing with iPad. You also have Mac Catalyst designing for iPad and Apple TV. I like that they added the little icons here. It's a nice little touch, as well as the SDK compared to your Xcode 13, which just has the deployment info tab here with iPhone, iPad, and Mac Catalyst. You'll see Xcode 14 now supports development of DriveKit, drivers for iPadOS, which is huge. And there's a couple other changes regarding this further down, which I won't get into in this video. But the last main new feature in general is that Xcode now supports default templates for watchOS apps. So it combines WatchKit and WatchKit app extension to a single watch app target. So if we come back to Xcode 14 and you hit Command- to go to the preferences, in our platforms tab, you'll see that we have a watchOS 9 beta simulator and SDK that we can go ahead and add. Same thing with tvOS. If you click Get on this, it's going to just automatically start downloading and installing what you need. Let me hit cancel on this for now so I can show you the other method of downloading this simulator and SDK. So if we create a new project with Command-Shift-N and we go to the watchOS tab, you'll see watchOS 9 has not been installed yet, so we cannot build or run our project. But we can hit Get just like we did in the other window. Same thing for tvOS. The asset catalog has added a few new features as well, including simplifying app icons by just using a single 1024 by 1024 image, and that's going to automatically be resized for the target. So again, let's open up Xcode 14, come to our assets here, and in our app icon, you'll see on the right we have devices, iOS, macOS, and watchOS. For iOS, you would normally have all sizes, but we now have the single size option. So if we grab in a 1024 image, that's going to serve as the image and will be scaled to all different sizes that the iPhone needs. This is not available in Mac. You just see that we have none in all sizes, but watchOS does have single size as well. You can also double click on one of these outlines to open up Finder and grab easily whatever file you're looking for. Instruments has also gotten a huge amount of new features, but I wanted to focus on one in particular, which was the Swift Concurrency template for tracking usage and behavior of concurrency. So you now have Swift tasks and Swift actors that are going to be available for you to track in Instruments. So if I do Command-I to open this app in Instruments and run it, first of all, you'll see that we got an overhaul with the icons. I think these look great. And you have a new Swift Concurrency tracker here. So let's choose this one. And right away you'll notice Swift tasks and Swift actors. One thing to keep in mind here is that we have a red X up here. Swift tasks and Swift actors only supports devices running macOS 13 and above. So we can't even use this feature unless we're on macOS Ace Ventura, which I do not have at this time. Underneath you'll see that we have the task duration, average duration, and min duration, stuff like that. Pretty useful. I'll be curious to see when I actually do make the upgrade to macOS Ace Ventura to see how this works, but for now, just know that it's there. Simulator has also gotten a few new things. One of the biggest things is probably that we can now send remote notifications in iOS 16. When you're on macOS 13 Ace Ventura, that can be sent to either Apple Silicon or T2 devices. But basically now Simulator supports APNS for sandbox environment. That's a pretty neat addition to add, so we'll have to see how that actually works when we get to macOS 13. They've added quite a number of things for previews, and they demoed some neat stuff during the State of the Union for SwiftUI. So let's open up Xcode and create a new SwiftUI project. Let's just call it Slice for now, and we'll make it SwiftUI. Again, preview is going to try to load right away. So let's let it do its thing. Okay. So down here in the bottom left, well, first of all, you'll notice that the volume buttons are available here on the side by default for previews. And if you click this little mouse button here, those will disappear. And the other thing is, if you click this here, we now have color scheme variants, orientation variants, and dynamic type variants. So let's do the color scheme ones. It's going to show you automatically, without having to build a separate preview, what it's going to look like in light and dark mode. Orientation, same thing. Got the portrait, landscape left, and landscape right, and dynamic type as well. Pretty cool that they added this. Should help save a little bit of time, so you don't have to have an iPhone 13 Pro in landscape left and then one in landscape right on dark mode, stuff like that. And we now have canvas diagnostics available as well. If you come up to Editor, Canvas, Diagnostics, you'll see that we have a bunch of information here that we can use to generate reports. In the Xcode source editor, we've got a ton of new stuff. One of the main things I noticed right away when using the beta was Xcode pinning code structure to the top of the editor while you're scrolling through documents. You can change this also in your Xcode preferences. So let's open up a project here. And if we scroll down past our top class here, you'll see now class has stapled itself to the top. And now override has stapled itself to the top, and so on. There it goes. Now touches began has stapled, and now it's gone. So that's pretty cool that they added that. Again, you can change that in the preferences, so Command, comma, and you'll go to text editing, code structure when scrolling. Turn that on or off. And if we wrap code blocks in an if statement, they will automatically indent themselves as well. So let's just add a random if statement here. And if we put another bracket down here, you'll see we get the auto indent. Jump to definition now supports code samples. So when we click it, you see that we have jumped to the definition in our game Swift file or the skscene.h file. And you'll see that we have snippets for both. One last feature I wanted to show you in Xcode 14 that's pretty big is the support for Swift regular expressions. So we can now easily convert regular expression literals to regex builder equivalents using the editor, refactoring, and convert to regex builder. So let's take a look at how that works. So let regex equals, and we'll put a pound / pound. Now right away we're going to get an error, so regex is only available in iOS 16 or newer. But we're going to ignore that for now. A, B, C, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's put a star in there. Now if we select this whole literal here, we come up to Editor, Refactor, Convert to regex builder. You'll see that it built out the regex for us, using 1 or more and 0 or more, but unfortunately cannot find 1 or more or 0 or more in scope at this time. Hopefully this feature will make all of your regular expression work that much easier. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a couple new things. Pretty excited about Xcode 14 and what's coming next in Swift and SwiftUI. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the week and a great WWDC.